Before you hire a virtual assistant to help grow your business, here are 10 things you need to look at. The first one is, what do you charge for yourself hourly? What is your hourly rate? If you're worth $100 an hour, the first thing we're gonna hire out, we're gonna divide that by 4. So a quarter of that is $25. Anything that you can pay somebody $25 an hour or less, $15 to do, you're going to stop doing it. You're never going to do it anymore. You're going to hire it out to do it. And so with virtual assistants, we start with the less expensive tasks first, paperwork, processing, and then we grow from there, editing videos, etc. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to look at how much we make per hourly. We're going to divide it by a quarter, 25%, and then everything that we can pay somebody that amount and less, we're going to stop doing it. The next thing you're going to do is you're going to write down every task that you're currently doing, and you're going to identify what you can assign to that virtual assistant and what you need to hire. So we've got the dollar amount, the $25. If you're a $100 an hour employee, everything $25 and less. And then we're gonna write down what we do for a couple days. Every time you do a new task, how long it takes and what it does. And then that's what you're gonna take to come up with the tasks for your virtual assistant. And you're gonna have an expectation. So that's the third thing. You're gonna have the expectations based on the hours it takes and everything you've done prior, that you're gonna be able to assign that to a virtual assistant to be done. It's like with any position, you should be hiring based on some type of personality or testing that shows what your employee, what your worker is going to be good at, and what is their strengths. Because we don't want somebody who's a personable person to just basically sit and work by themselves all day with no interaction. So you want to make sure that you're identifying what are strengths, what are their natural strengths, because anybody can do any job for a certain amount of time, but how can we get them to grow? So the easiest one that most people use is the DISC personality profile. So you have DISC. A D is a driven person, I is a social person, kind of like sales, and S is more steady, and a C is more detailed oriented, where every detail. So you want to make sure that you're matching the position, no matter what personality test you're guessing what the person is. So what we do is, when we first started, we had a company. We'd go and hire or bring in the resumes. We'd do a little bit of training with them, make sure that the computer was strong enough, the workstation was good. Especially when you're first starting, I recommend everybody use some type of staffing company to help you with hiring a virtual assistant, because they're going to identify, just so you know, it's about 1,000 applicants to one you're actually going to hire. So if you have time to sort through 1,000 resumes, if you have time for 4, 5, 10 of them to start your training, and then out goes one, maybe if you're lucky, 2 will make it through the training. Have them work for you, then do it yourself. Then is what an established communication. So the communication, whether you want to use WhatsApp, you can chat, like Facebook, but sometimes you use Facebook, and how you're going to communicate with them. You're going to set meetings just like you would set a meeting. So every Tuesday, every day, 10 to 10:15, go over what you want to have. The communication is complete, just like they were in-house. They're working right beside you. You would talk to that person. You want to do the same with your virtual assistant. And that's kind of where there's a kind of a disconnect. Not kind of. There is a disconnect where out of sight, out of mind. And that's not really what you want to have. For training, you just want to make sure that you're videotaping everything. So if that's what you do, is you have a Loom video, you have a Zoom video, you hit record, you share your screen, you do it so that they can have a reference point to go back. Because yes, you're going to train them on it, but they may learn it on a Wednesday and they may not actually have to do it on Tuesday. You know, they're going to forget some steps. So you always want to have that basis video, but also you want to have a process. So a master tip number 8 is you're hiring and they have a skill set, let them go. You probably don't want to micromanage because they're just not going to work because they're not going to be happy. They're not going to be happy. So you bring them in, let them do editing videos, and then you're going to review it. But you want to let them learn and grow as opposed to them to learn just like or else that's the big thing. The next thing is we want to set a is it 9 a.m. Eastern to 6 p.m. Eastern when they're going to take their break, just like you would do a regular person. Okay, you're going to take an hour break at lunch, so you're going to take your break from 1 p.m. Eastern to 2 p.m. Eastern. From this time, this is what you're going to do. When you come in the morning, I'm going to have you check my emails, I'm going to have you make phone calls, I'm going to have you pull down all the raw files, take in all the sheets. You're going to have a set breakdown of how you want everything to proceed, just like you would anybody else. And that's going to help you and help the virtual assistant succeed. It's going to help you succeed. I don't know if good or bad, you want to give feedback. Yes, this is really good. No, we probably need a little more work on this. Whatever the feedback is, you want to have that constant flow of communication so that they understand that they are helping you and you're helping them. It's a reciprocal where they're going to feel appreciated, they're going to be glad they're there, you're going to be making more money doing tasks that you want to do. They're going to be able to pay for their family as well. So